1 Eastern. Looking good, feeling good. Life is good.
Welcome back to EMU Rocket League. Some unfamiliar faces, maybe familiar if you tuned in last year. Camera's a little messed up. Violet, you want to get in and fix this? While I introduce our director of all time, our dote.
Our dope?
Our dote, you're the director of all time.
I've never heard that one before. Yeah.
Of course, we got Zach Lewis in here. Zaliz. Nice.
Yeah, that's me. Yep. Happy to be here. I got pulled in because everybody's sick, and I'm the next best alternative to make sure we've got somebody talk about the game today. Yeah.
League was your last time on, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only know League of Legends. I don't know Rocket League. We'll see how it goes.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's been a long time for me too, so.
Well, actually, I was back in South Carolina when I was building an esports program there. We had a pretty solid Rocket League team, but we didn't have people who would commentate, and we had one computer streaming setup. I was our reliable Rocket League commentator.
So you know what we're talking about.
I know.
See, I don't know what we're talking about though. I've watched our games, obviously, because I mean I have to observe in the production bit most of the time. But you've commentated before. I commentated in my first year here. That was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So I'm relying on you for this.
Oh yeah, no, we're just talking today though. I'm definitely not. I'm no longer a professional commentator. I'm just here to watch and enjoy.
Be.
So. No.
No? Okay.
No.
Have you outgrown it?
Yeah, I'm getting too old.
Oh my gosh.
Doesn't quite work like it used to.
Yeah, you know,
me too.
Me too. I'm growing old. My bones, they're aching.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Getting asked if I'm
born
21.
yesterday, by the way. Born yesterday.
No. Well, let's take a look at the schedule, because I know we only got 2 more games coming up, including this one. Today, going against Western Michigan, coming up in a few minutes. And then right after that, we got Northern Illinois right in Thursday, 8 p.m. the same time. After that, I mean, there's really no more games. I know on our B stream on Wednesday, we'll have EMU Valorant versus a few teams, actually. I don't remember who it is quite, but it's going to be NACE. It's going to be on our B stream. Very excited for that. And then... Yeah.
Oh, it's the season's wrapping up. There's not a lot left. I think this is the last week of major competition that you'd expect to see in NACE and the ESC conference. There's a few more matches left to play throughout the year, or for the rest of the semester. So, I think we're excited to kind of close things out strong, and I think the importance of this match really comes down to playoff seeding. I think that's kind of the story of today, where when you kind of look at the records of all these teams, EMU is pretty comfortably in playoffs at this point. But the question really comes down to, once you get to playoffs, who do you have to actually face off against? Because obviously, if you're coming in the 8th seed, going up against somebody like Akron or Ball State is not really something you would want to look forward to, because you're going to show up kind of play one match and you're kind of out. It's not really an ideal experience for anyone. So what's kind of, I think the hope here, the ideal for Eastern Michigan, is to kind of look forward to that maybe 6th seed. Ultimately is kind of what we're looking at, depending on kind of how these next few matches play out, this 5th or 6th seed, and that will really kind of help make the rest of the playoffs kind of play out a little bit smoother for everyone.
I mean, no, I agree, definitely. I mean, we're going against, again, Western today. They're 2-6, looking like a likely win. So that's going to push us up. And then we're going against Northern Illinois, who we are currently tied with in the standings.
Yeah, and I think depending on how this plays out, and I haven't done the math, but what I've been told is that likely we end up something along the lines of 6th seed, depending on kind of everybody's strength of schedule and remaining matches yet to be played. So it is very important that this match goes the way it's expected to go today, and that Eastern Michigan is able to beat Western. Otherwise, we're going to be in for a world of hurt when it comes to time for playoffs, because we're going to have to go up against one of the best teams, not just in the conference, but in the country, which would be obviously a big downer.
Definitely, and we see actually Akron overtook Ball State. We went against all of these top 3 seeds last week. Unfortunately, we did lose to all of them, but Akron overtook Ball State. That's Ball State's first loss, I'm pretty sure, of the season. And I remember last year when our leagues, like you were talking about, playing that one game and done. I know that last year when our league team went to playoffs, we played that one game, and then we played Ball State immediately next. Yeah. And then that was pretty much the end of our run. So getting that 6th seed would honestly be really nice, because I'm trying to see our Rocket League team go pretty far this year.
Yeah, no, I think it's gonna. They have a really great opportunity to make a very deep run in the playoffs this year, and honestly, this is probably maybe the first time our Rocket League team has ever
I think so.
qualified for playoffs.
At
so,
least I know when you were the director here, this would be our first time.
Well, and honestly, before then, there was not a lot of, maybe even like kind of legitimacy behind the conference. That I'm not. There's not a lot of data actually to go back and kind of look back and see like what did happen, you know. But now that Esports especially is kind of finding its place, winning something now and making playoffs now is so much more meaningful. But you can kind of see that last week it wasn't super great for us. I think it was probably one of the roughest weeks in the history of this particular roster's experience so far in the season, because we had to go up against so many solid rosters and nothing quite went our way. And I know it was a very demoralizing experience. So coming in strong to this Western match is going to be very important, and it's going to be a real challenge to kind of see how strong is this team's mental.
I mean, I really think for this team in particular, I know that K Money has really talked about with his teammates, like the mental issues, especially when going against, last week Ball State was the #1 seed. You see that #1 slot and you get nervous. Maybe you think like, hey, we can beat these guys, but they score one goal and then suddenly the team is just kind of out of their heads. They're not in the game. And we're trying to see a change here going into Western's game. And considering Western's spot on the standings, I would say their mental is going to shoot back up right before we go into playoffs.
I hope so. I saw a lot of what I call angel stares last week.
Angel stares? What are those?
Angel stares. When you're playing an esport match and it starts to not go your way, you look right up to the ceiling and you either start to pray or you look for something that quite isn't there because you're looking for a victory, you know?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's called the angel stare.
Okay, so what about when we see our players going like this?
Oh,
What's
well,
that?
I mean, that's even worse.
That's even worse?
We're not even going to
Is
talk
that just
about
giving
that.
up? You're not even looking for anything anymore?
No, we saw a lot of angel stares, and occasionally we saw some of this.
Yeah.
But I think tonight we have the opportunity to not just go against the top of the ladder, but someone near the bottom, and it's expected to go our way. So, assuming that everything kind of plays out as anticipated, and so long as, I think the team really kind of bounces back from, I think, the damage that was kind of dealt last week, I think they can be in a really good spot tonight, and not just tonight, but also in playoffs, because I think that's really the important segue here, is that playoffs is a thing that really considers momentum. It's almost a weapon for teams when they come in, so you almost need to have a great launching point from this kind of match, and here we go.
Right into the game.
This is very important for EMU.
It is very important. I mean, this solidifies our spot right up there in the playoffs. Looks fine just to me. Not sure if that's on the prod's end.
It's on the director view or something instead of...
Press H9. Should be better now.
Yes, there we go. Perfect. We're able to see a bit more of the player POV. I think...
Not sure about the HUD. Maybe we can figure it out for next game. These games go by pretty quick. I mean, we'll see who scores and who's...
Yeah, some graphical difficulties here, but overall, we're off to a pretty neutral start for both teams. The ball is going to be centered problematically onto the eastern side of the field, but I don't think it's really anything that we're super concerned about at this point. Yeah, really missing the HUD, so we don't actually know which car is which player at this point.
Well, I mean, we
EMU
can see
is blue.
fields. Yeah, and I know, in our last few games, I know last week at least, the ball has been stalled out for so long, so I can't really expect us to get a goal in the first 2 minutes. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's the way that a lot of Rocket League ends up getting played out, where you have a very kind of exploratory flow of kind of offense and defense between the two teams as they figure out, what kind of shots are going to work, what kind of defense are you looking at, what are the strengths of certain players, can they come up, can they aerial, can they not aerial, and if you start spotting some of these weaknesses, you really start seeing the 1- and 2-man.
And nice.
That's
first
a goal.
Actually, they beat my prediction. That was right within the first 2 minutes.
Well, that's exactly what you want to see whenever we're talking about building up that momentum, coming into an early match here. What you don't want to see is something stall out against a team that is kind of supposed to be worse than you. So, it's really good to see kind of that exploratory phase end, and for Josh Wells to actually put in a goal really early on.
I know, and he's actually usually the supporting factor in those goals, you know, passing it to his teammates, setting up his teammates. So it's really crucial for Wells to get a goal in those first 2 minutes, too. And then
HUD is back.
HUD is back. So now we can actually see who is who, see who's following the ball, see who has the ball in control. And it is going to EMU's field, so it's getting a little bit dangerous. But K-Money's going to be the one to save that from the net. And it's going to be making its way back to Western's. EMU's going to look for the second goal.
Well, and it only gets it to the corner, and the corner is notoriously one of the safest places for the ball. If you're the defenders, you want to throw the ball into the corner because there's just really no real shot angles there. It's really hard to make anything connect. But a really great boom back to the other side of the field for Eastern. It looks like they're able to put on a lot of pressure here. Maybe they're going to be able to materialize into another goal, and they
Wells
do.
Again.
Another score for Wells. I mean, this man is on fire so far. I think he came in with a mission today.
He definitely did. After those 3 games last week, you can tell that they're very locked in for this game. And like you were talking about mental-wise, I would argue losing to someone like Western might be worse for the mental than losing to someone like the top 3 seeds.
Well, definitely. You don't want to lose to somebody that you're not supposed to lose to. And I mean, especially to have somebody like Wells come out on top here already with 2 goals. You know, he's in many ways a leader on this team. You know, coming in as, I think, one of the older members of the team and somebody who's got a lot more respect built up through his years of experience. And for him to come in, you know, popping off already, I think is a really great moral boost for the roster.
We see K-Money going for a shot, and no one's there to receive from Western, so that's going to go into the net, making it 3 for EMU.
It's looking easy.
Yeah.
It's looking easy. I've seen this team push to its max, and what that looks like is that you simply cannot score just like that, where you kind of got one car, one ball, like straight up lined up with the goal. There's no passing plays here. It's EMU kind of easily running up on Western, almost going for some stylistic shots here, where you know, against something like Akron or Ball State, this wouldn't work.
No, I agree. I mean, those teams were very coordinated with each other, and you can tell that Western, I mean, they're all kind of doing their own plays. They're all kind of in their singular moment. So that's not helping the defense at all. Not saying that EMU has not had their own talent in getting these goals, but Western's going to end up getting one as well.
And I mean, that kind of thing always can happen in Rocky League. It's like one of those things when you're playing like air hockey and you score on yourself.
Yeah.
And it's like by no fault of your opponent.
Yeah.
But that kind of happens sometimes. Like, I think the ball ended up getting center fielded there, just kind of like off of like a bad touch. And, you know, Western was able to capitalize. But it didn't really show me yet that Western's got an offense to play with yet. I mean, it was just kind of like, oh, here's a mistake, here's a goal. But EMU, I think, still definitely has got the upper hand here.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, it just got centered. They had a shot, and so does Wells going in for his, I believe, 3rd goal of the series, or the game so far.
Yeah, they're making it look easy, and they're calm, cold, and collected. I've seen this team so excited for the prospect of a single goal that they're bouncing out of their chairs, you know, they're hyped up. This is straight business.
It really is. I mean, we've seen their reactions on stream. We've heard their reactions through the caster mics before, and they are stone cold today as K-Money scores his 2nd goal of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, fist bumps. That's it.
I mean, you know why they started calling cold-blooded killers cold-blooded? It's because of stuff like this. They're just not moving
Yeah.
much, you know? It's just like, what's going on? Like,
I mean, they just came into this thinking that they were going to murder this team. And I mean, we can see it so far, 5-1 at the almost 1 minute mark. And Western has to bring this back 4 goals to even tie the game.
yeah, I mean, and this is, again, in Rocky League, this is a best of 5. And sometimes games can get away from you. Like, this happens with EMU sometimes, even against teams that we're pretty well evenly stacked against.
Oh my God. I mean, they tried to save that.
They tried. Hey, they tried. But this is the thing where, at a point, if you're Western in this situation, is it easier now to sit back, relax a little bit, focus on the next game, or are you going to try to scrape back 5 goals in under a minute? You know, that's really the question that comes down for a lot of teams, and the answer is usually, okay, guys, this one's kind of cooked. Let's focus on next. And honestly, it's still anyone's match or anyone's series.
I mean, a save coming out finally from Johnny McMuffin. But like you're saying, I agree with that. I mean, it's 5 goals in less than a minute that Western would have to do. It would take a miracle. So I agree with you that they should just team up after this game, recuperate a little bit, get their mentals back in charge, because this game, I don't want to curse anything, but we're going almost under 20 seconds, and it's looking like a Game 1 win for EMU. So there's not much Western can do about this game anymore.
It's just a game of keep away. Oh,
okay,
nice.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I spoke too soon.
An earned goal there.
That wasn't our goal. You can see them were finally working together.
Yep. But I mean, like exactly what I was saying earlier, excuse me, where it's easier for a team to kind of start relaxing. It's just as easier for EMU to okay, we've got a massive lead. We don't have to sweat for these goals. We don't have to really worry about this defense as much. But it's famous in Rocket League where in overtime, where every single point matters, that you go forever. Back and forth, back and forth. It's so tedious. But in a game like this, it's just so easy to find a few extra points.
And we're just going to touch that ball to end the game. 6-2 for game 1, going to Eastern. And like you were talking about defense-wise, I know that you're. How many trophies do you have in Clash Royale?
Oh, I'm a big clasher myself. I'm something of a legend when it comes to the RAM strategy. I'm not sure if people are kind of. Yeah, I'm something of a really good player because I really picked up the game recently, and I discovered this card called the Ram. You take a couple of barbarians, carry a ram down the lane, and ram it into their building, and then they hop out and start hitting it themselves. Nobody uses the card like I do.
Is that true?
Yeah. I found some strats. I'm climbing quickly. I'm at like 6,000 trophies, and I'm untouchable.
That's what I was gonna say. So. Taking the first tower is just like trying to get that first goal. In Rocket League, you see the comparison.
Sure.
So you just start playing defense, Once you got that first goal, you basically, it happened to us last week. Buffalo got a goal on us. Game ended 1-0. They just played defense for the entire time. So once we kind of get that lead going, all we have to do is play defense.
Well, you see, in that also might be true for maybe this series on a whole, where like, okay, we've already kind of got a lead. We don't really have to push ourselves super hard. But that's not the way I play Clash. I get that first tower. I'm only on the offense. And I want to see more of that from EMU here. I think we got to win. I want to see us kind of go even harder in this next match here. And we're already off to a quick start. The teams are rearing and ready to go.
No, I am down for Wells to get another pretty quick goal on the side of EMU. But starting out game 2, Eastern up 1 game. See where this one takes us. That wasn't much time between the games, so Western, I don't know about that mental reset we were talking about, going straight into this game after, 6-2? I'm pretty sure we ended. So this one going to be pretty important for Western to win. K-Money does take a shot. It's not going to go in. Crowbar's going to save that one after being one of the people who got Western a goal last game. The shot is going to go for Ninja. It's not going to go in. Wells going to be the one to save that, and oh my god.
Just outside.
Almost goes in.
And you really kind of see the difference of these players. You see exactly what K-Money's doing here. He's taking the ball up the wall. He's going to dance it off the top of the rim and take it in for a dunk. And that's the level of kind of gameplay we're used to seeing here with this team. And yeah, there he is. And that's the level of personality we're used to seeing with this team. But you're going to take a little look at how Western plays its offense. Do they take the ball up the wall, or do they just chase the ball down the field? I think that we're seeing a little bit more aerial gameplay and confidence coming out of EMU here.
I will agree there is a lot more action, especially on the field.
Ooh.
Close one for Kachow. It's not going to go into the net. Ball's actually going to become close.
I remember Crowbar from previous matches, and we've lost to Western before.
Well, I don't think we're losing today.
Dusted. It's just
was
not
Wells,
quite
right?
enough. Yep, that's another one for Wells.
Another goal. Wow.
K-Money and Wells on the board. Kachow playing a consistent second man. Not quite up getting any of the points, but I think definitely providing a lot of backbone here.
I was going to say, you do need that second man setting everybody up, helping the ball get to where it needs to go to actually get in that net. That's always crucial. And those people feel like, or I feel like though they aren't mentioned enough, because there's no way that ball would be positioned without help from Wells' other teammates.
Yeah, for sure.
And we see, again, this game just leaning already in EMU's favor, up 2-0 at the 3.5-minute mark. And Western...
almost got a shot there.
They look a little bit better from last game, a little bit of action. But Wells, the enemy of Western right now.
The holes in Western's defense are just so glaring. The way you have to play Rocket League, you've got 3 players here, and you have to have a clean 1-2-3 rotation. You've got 1 player up, a second man behind, and a 3rd player deep. Waiting for the disaster or the great success. And somewhere along the line, the rotation in Western's defense is really just getting lost. But again, This is Rocket League. And sometimes anything can happen. You can score on yourself,
Yeah.
more or less. More or less.
Yeah, I mean, you can see K-Money. He's a little bit shocked on that one.
Yeah, I mean, I've always pegged him as an agent for Western Michigan, you know.
Yeah?
So, yeah, I think he's being paid off. You know,
Whoa.
this is probably a 2 versus 4 situation right here. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
With this score, are you sure?
well, I'm just saying, Wells is pretty amazing.
Wells is pretty amazing. I mean, I'm not going to say he's carrying EMU because K-Money's gotten goals of his own, but he's definitely been showing up today.
For sure.
And it's just insane how much Eastern is carrying this lead. Western did get that one goal, but it feels like their goals aren't necessarily of their own volition.
Yeah, no, I mean, Western's really not had to earn any kind of amazing goal yet. We've seen a couple really high flyers from EMU come in, and I think that speaks to the level these teams are on. But, you know, again, the goal here isn't just to win. It's to build momentum going into playoffs, and I think we're on a strong path for that right now.
I think this matchup is really good, like you said, for going into playoffs. If we ended with that week of the top 3 seeds, we might not have the same mentality going into playoffs. But I think facing teams like Western, like NIU, going into playoffs is really going to help us, and that ball gets dangerously close to that net. Would have been another one on Eastern's side. And we're really keeping this ball in Western's field. We're not letting it go. And Will's, I mean, he's on defense, he's on offense. This ball finally possibly making its way, but it's just not gonna go. No one on Western is able to play offensively enough to get this ball out of their own territory. K-Money, the one to keep it in there, and it's just not moving. It's staying in here. It's going towards the net, and it's not gonna go in. But you can tell Western's getting a little shaky. They're not able to do anything against this EMU team.
No, they're not able to do a lot, but, you know, at the same time, how much more do you expect from Eastern? I mean, do you want another 6 goals? And I mean, if we are expecting another 6 goals, you know, I think that could go a long way as far as confidence building goes. But we haven't seen much traction come on in this match recently. You know, I think it's been 3-1 for quite a long time. So, you know, even though Western has found little to no traction offensively, not much has really happened for the way of Eastern either.
I'll agree with that. I don't want to say it's the opposite of last match, but it's definitely a little bit different considering the aggressiveness coming from EMU from last match compared to this one. I mean, we're just kind of trying to keep this 3-1, if not get another goal, and we're just not letting it on our side. We're not going to let Eastern or Western have a chance at even tying up the series.
It does feel like we're playing a strong defense, making sure that the game score stays about as is, but we're not really making full-hearted attempts to score, I think, at this point. At least it doesn't feel that way. You know, it's a lot of solo attempts, a lot of, I'll just kind of lob the ball this way and hope it goes in. You know,
No.
It's worked earlier, so, you know, why not now?
Yeah, I mean, I can see them not going for goal attempts because if they're in control of the ball, that reset could mess them up and give Western a chance. So maybe not going for the goal might be the idea and just keeping it in this Western territory and just letting that counter go down. I mean, 5 seconds left on the clock. Western is going to need a miracle for this, and it's just not looking very good. Eastern's just going to get that ball on the ground or go for another goal.
No, it's all looking pretty controlled. Not really much accuracy coming in from the shots of Eastern there, but honestly, I think that based on the noises in the room, it was meant to just be a controlled match there. I think that players were very satisfied with that. They're just kind of having a good time, and the match is turning out like they expected it to turn out.
No, I agree. I mean, you can see them. They're not. I mean, we've seen them get up before. We've seen them do exercise in the middle of games before.
Exercise, angel stairs, death stairs. You know, we've been through the whole ringer.
And they're just sitting here. I mean, they've won it. Look at Kachow.
Yeah.
He's just sitting there.
Yeah,
it's just a job for him. I mean, he's just here.
That's true. That's true. I think this match is turning out to be exactly what the doctor ordered. And, you know, I think EMU can count themselves pretty lucky to find themselves 2 up. I mean, it would take a complete reversal here, a reverse sweep for Western Michigan to really come back and have a chance at beating Eastern here. And something like that would be something for like the history books. You know, it's so unheard of. You know, you just don't see many reverse sweeps quite like that, especially when you see such a massive disparity in the first 2 games. So
do you remember? I'm pretty sure it was first year.
Yeah, we've seen
Central?
it. We've seen it. We've done it before. We've done some reverse sweeps.
So let's not speak that into existence.
Hey, I'm not sure it matters. You know, even like when you see best of 5s, frequently those first 2 matches are contests. You know, and It hasn't felt like any of these games so far have really been contests. You know, barring all effort here from Western.
No, I'll agree with you. Yeah, I mean, these games, obviously, Western has gotten 1-2 goals in the last 2 games, and we've got 1 left, and it gets close to EMU's net, but it's not going to be enough. Gachao's going to bring this all the way to Western's territory. Let's see if they can do anything with it, though. This might be a slow game. This specifically one.
I'm so tired, man. Yeah, give me something exciting here. I'm ready. I'm ready for some really stylistic shots. And I mean, Western actually coming out and opening up with a score. Again, I think that was a really nice kind of like off the roof, kind of being able to pound it in with crowbar there at the end. But it just wasn't. You know, I guess there was no EMU defenders there. You know, so it wasn't really like to me. Again, if I'm going to see a reverse sweep level energy coming from Western, I got to see something more than even just that.
I'll agree with that. Now, there might be one problem going into this game 3, since EMU has won the last 2. Like you said, this is going to be a good match for confidence going into playoffs, but we can't be too confident going into this game to end up with a reverse sweep like you were talking about, which is, I guess, my major concern now that Western got that first goal. But because they got their first goal, I'm guessing that Eastern may be taking this game a little bit more seriously than they were before, and I expect them to actually get maybe even more excited for their goal in this game, hopefully. See a little bit of action.
I hope so.
Because I'm not seeing enough, and what a shot from Ninja. It's not going to go in.
There's holes opening in the defense of Eastern right here. The ball is getting a lot closer to our goal than it has really in any of the other 2 matches. And, you know, we talk about not speaking into existence, but, you know, Eastern doesn't look as commanding right now. Or maybe Western has warmed up.
Oh my God!
I take that back.
Were you looking away from that?
I take it back. No, I was
okay.
locked in. I mean, that was a very nice air dribble into an assist, and the velocity that the ball got hit with at the very end there was, I mean, really awesome.
This teamwork we see coming out of EMU, I mean, I'm not going to say it resembles Ball State, but you can definitely see that they have improved their gameplay from those 3 matches. Those 3 matches last week definitely affected them, and they've been working on their teamwork ever since. I mean, we can see these assists left and right from K-Money, from Gachao, setting up Wells, and it's just unbelievable how far this team has come. And, I mean, we'll have that time in the playoffs, too, where we improve even more. And I'm excited to see some possible rematches from Ball State, from Akron, from Buffalo, going in. Playoffs. Okay. Got a little nervous, and that ball's going to go into EMU's territory, not going to go in, but Western playing more aggressively.
Western's very much trying to get the ball in, and I mean, they are going to find it again. This is turning into be a really contested third match here. And I mean, I don't think the spirits are necessarily undercut yet for Eastern, but it does feel to me like if you're going to go into playoffs, you want to go out on a high note. And I'm waiting for Eastern to really pull it together and say, no, this is our series. You don't have any place here.
I agree. 2-1 on the side of Western Michigan. The Cardinals going at it. And this ball keeps going in Western's field, but it feels like, unlike last game, Western are actually making a pretty good effort getting it out and getting it into Eastern's net.
You have Johnny McMuffin coming through here, trying to get the ball centered up out of the EMU corner. It's pretty safe where it is. I think EMU is going to get the nice return here. Gachao passing off to Wells. Johnny McMuffin going to try to get here, but there should be a third man coming from EMU. K-Money not quite able to get much of a touch on the ball. And again, Western is in a fine spot here. I mean, this is a much more impressive third match than we've seen so far. I mean, a close near miss there, you know, for the side of EMU. And again, every single time it feels like something kind of goes the way of EMU or doesn't go the way of EMU on the offense. The rebound is so detrimental. There's just not quite a defense there back in time or in a good enough position. And it's just setting up so many possibilities for what feel like really pretty easy Western goals. And not to take away from it, I just want to see defenders. You know, I want to see defenders in action, and we haven't seen that for really many of these goals yet.
I agree. I think the defense side has actually kind of moved in the way of Western. We can see them defending their goal actually way better than the last 2 games. You can see these people actively on their side, and they're able to get it out of their territory or out of their field this time, unlike the last 2 games, and that's not allowing Eastern to get goals like they did in the last 2 games. So
a minute left and 2 goals down. Definitely not something that you can't come back from, or something not something you have to like, okay guys, let's buckle down for next game. I mean, Western has a massive hole to dig itself out of, but when you're thinking about reverse sweep material, like, this is kind of the kind of game you want.
Kachuk controlling the ball, but Johnny McMuffin going to be the one to take it away. And Crowbar, again, we see these same players going after the ball, in control of the ball. And, I mean, 30 seconds on the clock. Eastern needs 2 goals to tie up with Western. Then we would go into overtime. And I don't know if it's looking like it for Eastern.
No, the
We might
defense
be going
is
to a game
there
4.
right now for Western. They're neutralizing the ball really effectively. I think we are going to go to a game 4. It's looking a little inevitable at this point. The ball's only going to be played in the midfield likely and then killed down. Yeah, no, the defense is there. It's just going to ride out. And EMU going to have a pretty, okay, defended. At least it was defended. It doesn't matter, but I mean, hey, that's pretty big for Western, and it's not really what you want to see for Eastern coming into the playoffs as far as momentum goes.
I'll agree with that. I don't mind going into this game 4, considering, I mean, even at the half mark, EMU kind of needs a mental reset, just like how Western did in the first 2 games. So I don't mind that we have this little in between game 3 and 4.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping to see Eastern make their way back. I mean, I think this is the game that really decides it all. I think if Western takes this, they take the series. I mean, obviously, if Eastern takes it, they take the series. So I think this is really the game that decides who might take the series.
I think it's important, certainly, and this is a really hard point for EMU to be in, because it's just like a big reality check. You know, there's a reason that last week was hard, and it wasn't only because the teams you're up against are good. It's also because you're kind of bad at points, you know, and that's okay. That's a part of competition. That's a part of esports, that every team is going to make mistakes. Every team is going to have problems. Every team is going to have things they need to overcome. And, you know, this season's been no cakewalk. We're going to make playoffs. That's great. We're a fantastic team, better than we've ever been. But it's time now to start filling in those gaps so that we can not just beat the teams we're supposed to beat, but smash them. Because that's exactly what the teams we want to beat eventually are doing. So, you know, we definitely see some weaknesses opening up here. Nothing that I don't think can be overcome. But, you know, it's time now to really kind of fill those gaps, I think. Now or never.
We have no one on the side of EMU to save that, but K-Money just comes in with the boost to get that ball out of the area of the net. But, I mean, I think we were just too overconfident in Game 3. And I think, I mean, obviously it's fair on the side of EMU. You win the first 2 games with the Western getting 3 goals in total. And you go into Game 3 thinking, oh, you know, this is going to be a 3-0, the easy series.
For sure.
And they were just overconfident. Now EMU is going into Game 4 with the knowledge of, we just lost the map, or we just lost, sorry, I'm Valorant build. We just lost the game to Western. We shouldn't lose any games to Western. And now they're going into Game 4 with that mindset of, hey, we actually have to kind of lock into this game. And you already see Wells taking control of the ball early game like he has in the first 2 games. So I think you can already see that EMU has kind of corrected their mindset of that overconfidence going into Game 4.
Yeah, we'll see it. I mean, the ball is on our side right now, dangerously close to a point where we're having to look at some like hero plays for saves. We are able to kind of get a nice breakaway from Kachow. Wells looking for a solid defense here, trying to boom the ball back to the other side of the court. And it's not quite going to be enough to get it into the corner or off onto near the goalposts. But EMU is going to try to center it here. K-Money is up, knocks it right off onto the goal line there, but it's just not quite enough to get it in.
A shot
but
from
there is an
Kachow,
angle.
though.
That is an awesome, awesome timing there from Kachow, coming in just at the right time to make sure that the team's score is going to be locked down, because honestly, if we weren't the ones getting the first point up in this match, I'd be worried.
I was going to say, I mean, whoever's got first point in the last 3 games has won that game. So,
Small
EMU
sample
getting
size.
the first, yeah.
Small, but yeah, no, I mean, I think it's a major cultural victory here to get that first point in, because I mean, it wasn't a contest those first 2. The first 2 matches weren't really a contest. The third one really, really was. And it's important to set the tone now in the fourth one just to make sure that there is no question left.
The screen is a little bit tiny. If we could get that on full screen.
You know,
It's okay. It's okay. I get it. Thank you. I've done that before.
I've never done that because I don't do it.
I was gonna say you don't. Okay, you know what?
I make no mistakes because I do nothing.
You know what? That's fair. You can't make mistakes if you don't do anything. Going back into the game.
Quotable moment right there.
That's not quotable. Stop.
Hey, that's mine. Okay, EMU almost trying to drop a bomb there.
The question is, will EMU just play defense for the rest of this game? Now that it's 1-0.
No. See, I want them to be just like me. You take that first tower in Clash Royale, go for the second tower. That's all it is.
So you want them to be greedy.
Hey, I'm all about that greed. That's my middle name.
Okay, but you could expend too much of your resources, and then suddenly they got a wave coming at you.
Hey, in this case, we've got a whole month of warm-up, for playoffs. So I think we can afford to get a few more points here. And I think that's a totally fine mentality for the Rocket League team in this moment.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, I don't mind a few points either, but I do think we kind of need to focus on defense here because we've seen Western in the last the last game, and how aggressive they got. Shot from K Money, almost going into the goal. But yeah, I mean, we've seen how much more aggressive Western has gotten. A demolition from Wells to start off this round.
Yeah, that's onto the veteran Crowbar. But again, a deep shot. I mean, all the way from downtown, coming from Western. This is not the first time we've seen something like this really connect. And I mean, these miracle goals, I think, are really what's keeping Western in this series. And it's just from a lack of control, from the ball control from the side of Eastern when you're off on the offensive. When you lose that ball control and you give the opponents the opportunity to just really throw themselves into the ball and power it across the field, they have opportunities, but it doesn't really matter when you come back just like that and you're up close and personal and just dragging the ball into the goal.
I mean, that was amazing teamwork. I'm pretty sure it was Kachow who handed that to K Money right off of the board. And Eastern up 3-1, looking very comfortable with a minute 30 left on the clock. So is this where we play defense? Are you comfortable now saying that we can play defense?
I'm never comfortable.
Okay,
Give me all the offense.
You're just big and greedy.
I'm big and greedy.
No.
We're ready here to see a few more points come through. I'm from the caster booth here. Defense Schmeemith, offense everything. I'm ready to see something be made. I want to be impressed. I want to come out here. I want to see some dunking action. I'm talking like not the donuts, but dunks.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh,
it goes in.
What was that angle? Did you see that?
I did see that. Look at him.
What was
He's
that
surprised.
angle? Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised. That was that didn't feel human in a way. I mean,
I can expect him to be in this studio when the game is over.
That
as
was
always.
wild. That was wild.
That was pretty wild. I was about to talk crap about your whole defense schmeemits, too.
Hey, when you can do stuff like that, who needs to defend? You know what I'm talking about?
No, I'll agree with that. It just gets worrying because last time we said that, Western got a goal pretty much immediately after because we had no defense.
Western's never scored a goal in this series. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I don't know.
Another goal from Kachow coming out, though.
Let's go. Coming through.
This is looking a lot like game one. Their confidence is just at the right level. It's not over. It's not under. They need just the right, or they have just the right amount of confidence to get these goals and not let Western get some in trade.
Rocket League always, to me, felt like a game where you plant a flag and stake your claim on a particular match. The moment you start building up this really key amount of momentum and you start getting enough goals, you just reach a breaking point where your opponents kind of give up. And especially, even though this is match point, it's like, what more are you going to do? 20 seconds, 4 down. It's just not really that reasonable to come back. I mean, hey, they have to play it through, but I think EMU's really got this one locked in, and it's just a matter of dropping the ball down onto the floor when the timer hits 0.
And I mean, Wells is going for another score to make it 6-1, 3 seconds left on the clock.
I wouldn't call my mentees if I wasn't here. Today I taught them everything I know. I'm very proud like a proud father. I think that without me in this.
So you taught him Rocket
position.
League?
Oh yes. I mean,
wow.
they wouldn't have gone for that goal if it weren't for my confidence.
So why are you on the team?
Yeah.
You're saying yeah like they can hear violin.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, coaches don't play.
There you go.
Yeah, coaches don't play. Yeah,
So you're the coach.
Yeah, no, I'm more like the mascot. Yeah. Yeah, mascots don't play. Yes.
Okay, and that's why we need you on the cast often. Look at that.
Hey, GG. Hey.
6-1 to end Game 4, giving the series the EMU 3-1. We let them have that one game.
And I think that's exactly what the doctor ordered. You drop one game, but your 3 wins are so convincing that you can really chalk up that one loss to, hey, it's just kind of what it is.
He's on his way.
Yeah, we've got the sweat lord himself, K Money, coming in for a quick post-game interview. Is that headset set up already?
Let us know when it's on.
Oh, you got us.
I got it.
Oh, you got to adjust the camera.
I got it.
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Wait, I'm listening to crowd cheering right now.
It's the game audio.
Oh, yeah. That's a repeat of what we sounded like earlier.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, we're just looping that.
It's
Yeah.
game audio. I have the crowd off, so I didn't even know that was in the game.
Why do you have the crowd off?
Yeah, do you not
Distracting.
like fans?
Oh, there we go.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Are you
Now
not
it's all
distracted
quiet.
anymore?
I am not distracted.
Not a
anymore.
lot of emotions out of you today.
It was Western, you know.
See?
It was Western.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're
I'm
one of
pretty
the,
sure we've lost to Western in the past.
the Rocket League team.
Yeah.
Yeah, before you were here.
Okay. Well, hey,
Like-
I mean, it's still an achievement.
Wait, you said before you were here, you said you taught them everything you knew.
Hey, I mean, this guy's ancient. Like, what can I say?
I have. This is my 5th year on the team. The first year we played them, they beat us. Other than that, we've always beat them.
Okay.
They've always had a pretty not good team.
That's
so,
fair. That's
so
fair.
it's hard to get hype when you kind of know you're gonna win. Now we did drop a game. Well, we were just kind of having fun, and we had a little too much fun, and it got carried away. And we were like, okay, last game we have to actually try. And so we decided to just drop another 6. You can tell when we were trying because we would drop, like 6 or
Yeah.
6 points.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do
no,
we
I
feel
mean,
we're
I get
ready
it.
for playoffs though?
I think we're getting there.
You have a whole month.
Yeah, we do. So I think us winning tonight should have secured playoffs.
Yes.
Yeah. So we've secured playoffs. Yippee.
Hey.
The problem is that we've beaten some of the teams that are in playoffs, so we shouldn't be the bottom seed. That's just kind of what we're fearful of. Because if we're bottom 2, we're probably gonna play Ball State or Akron. Let me hear the standings. Let's see where we're at.
This was the standings before tonight's match. So I think obviously we go up a little bit, and I think there's some more matches yet to be played across the conference. So
Yeah.
your guess can be about as good as mine as far as where we're actually going to end up. But
So
we're not in a bad spot.
My guess, honestly, if we're not in the top 4, wow, this is going to be maybe the most obvious answer of all time. If we're not in the top 4, we want to be number 5.
I thought you were going to say we're going to be in the bottom
You don't
4.
say. You don't say.
Basically, the idea is that, listen, I think we are a great team, like when we're playing our best, but we still kind of want to stay away from Akron and Ball State. We can beat Buffalo. We just had a big blunder last week. I mean, everybody else besides Akron and Ball State, we should and could and definitely will probably beat. NIU, we just played them recently, and they did beat us. It was a bit of a blunder match, too. We just didn't have the best week last week.
Well, I think that happens really with that middle of the pack there. You have Buffalo, Central, Eastern, NIU. These are, and even Kent, I think, is kind of in that conversation. They beat some of these teams too. Maybe not us, but
Kent's not in that conversation.
Okay, maybe not anymore. But you kind of have this middle of the pack running where any of these teams could beat each other maybe on a good day, and I think have beat each other in different conferences. Maybe not the maybe not the ESC. So it's really is a close running once you kind of get past that Akron and Ball State echelon, because I mean those teams are just ridiculous even on the national level. So once you start kind of looking the step beyond that, I think we're in a really good spot.
Yeah, I agree. I think I've seen playing for the team for so long, like almost every player on every other team I pretty much know. Like, I've played them for so long. A lot of them, some of them are new, but most of them are pretty much the same as from even when I started. And so what I can say is that, like, this is Buffalo's best team for sure. They've usually been a school that's in, like, that under the playoff cut. But as for teams like Central, NIU, Kent, BGSU, all of them, I've played those people on those teams like a million times. I can tell you right now, out of everybody that is in Akron and Ball State, when everybody's playing their best, I still think we're, like, and I'm not just saying this because we're EMU, I do think we're the best team when we're playing our best because we have the most chemistry. We have the best coach, Galberry. So I think we're the best. I think it's just, you know, we had a bit of a struggle week last week. Oh, look at us. Whoa, I didn't even know this existed. Oh
With
my
our
gosh.
super grainy pictures.
Oh my goodness. Look at that stud up there.
Which one are you talking about?
The Unk himself, Wells. Look at him.
Oh yeah.
He
yeah,
was
yeah.
performing today.
He was. He said, I need to get my shot percentage up.
Yeah, he really shuffled off those years. He felt like a young man. He felt like a young man on the field today.
I mean, look at the average shots. 3.8, 3.2 is the only one who got a 2 in front of it.
You know, I knew it was going to be a good day when I saw him stretching before the game.
yeah,
So,
he was going to cramp up on the thumbs.
yeah, exactly. I was worried. It's usually his
joysticks.
arthritis has been a problem. So luckily he locked in today.
Yep.
So I was happy to see that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. This team is something else when we play our best. But I mean, problem is like our floor is lower than a lot of other teams' floors, but our ceiling's a lot higher. So when we're at our floor, it's really bad. Like, I mean, we're losing to teams like Buffalo, who, I mean, we played with our sub and we took them to Game 5 and we were playing good, and then now we play them with our starting roster last week and we go 0-3. So it's a little frustrating, but I mean, we'll figure it out. You know, I mean, we're gonna put in some time. We got, you know, after playoffs, after we play NIU on Thursday, and that'll be the last match for ESC. But regardless if it's a win or loss, at that point it's a matter of just, okay, placements and where we want to place in for playoffs. But I think having a month until playoffs is actually really beneficial for us.
Sure.
But yeah, you can tell I don't really have a lot of energy. I'm also really tired.
Everyone's tired today.
Yeah,
I'm very tired.
Today is just a slow day. I mean, it's been rainy. It's been windy. I had to work today.
Yeah.
You know, like who would
Doing
make,
it right
who
now.
would make
So
somebody
sorry,
like
yeah.
me work? You know, with a face like this. You know, you wouldn't think I'd be working. You know.
I mean,
So,
I'm sorry that you do.
I know it's really unfortunate.
But I mean, yeah, I'm just tired. It's first day back for me for break. I mean, I had one class yesterday and that was it. And then, you know, I went to the Lions game, so I'm pretty tired.
I heard that.
Yeah, and then
How
I
much
went to
were
a
the
party
tickets?
after. Yeah. Oh, it was $250 piece.
Oh, that's his deal.
Yeah, we got
From what I hear.
we got a steal. Yeah, it was a big steal. We got we know season ticket holders. We got some
Oh.
good seats too.
Okay, I'm about to say, like, those things are not cheap nowadays. So
No, and we got to watch Lions win. It was pretty cool.
they won.
Oh yeah, and then I was up until like 4 a.m. So
You know me, I'm an old Cowboys fan. You know, nothing serious. You know, we're pretty good sometimes, but
You gotta turn.
Lions
are you
pretty good.
Lions fan.
are you actually a Cowboys fan?
No.
Oh,
He's lying.
Maybe.
Why?
What?
You can see the smile flashing
are
on
you
his
actually a
face.
Cowboys fan?
No.
Is that real?
You know where
no,
he's
be
from?
honest.
No, of course not. No.
You're from Dallas?
I live in Michigan, guys. I live in Michigan.
I
You're
thought
not
you were from
Michigan.
Oklahoma.
He's up from
These are
Oklahoma.
crazy accusations. I'm just here to commentate, talk about Rocket League today. You know, the Lions,
From Oklahoma,
Smiling,
and there's
you know,
there's
like,
Lions.
there's plenty of teams
Yeah.
in the NFL that you could have picked from.
oh,
You feel very strongly about this.
I mean, did you see that? You see that video that went viral today? I think about that kid who's a fan of the Jets. He's like, I didn't choose this life. I was born into it, and I hate my team.
but you can change.
You
your
can
team.
change your team.
Not this kid. He was born into it.
So is that you? Or are you the kid?
I'm not saying that.
Well,
That's
it
not what
seems
I'm
like you're saying that.
That's not. That's what it may seem like to you, but you know we're on two different wavelengths right
I think
now.
we lost the plot. I
Yeah,
think it's
I
time
think
to
we
wrap
did.
it up. Unless you got anything else to say about your upcoming NIU match.
The NIU match, that's gonna be a good one. I will say they're a pretty solid team.
I'm pretty sure you guys are. Well, you were tied 4-4. I'm pretty sure on the standings. So I mean, it will be an interesting match.
Yeah, I don't know why they've lost 4 matches. I think they're a better team than teams like Central for sure,
They
and
did
Kent. And I
interesting.
think they lost to. They might have lost. I think they lost to, like, a fraud team. So I don't know. But I know they lost to Central, and I think that's a little silly. So I think they're a better team than Central. I've played
And I'm
these-
excited for it, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely. I think it's a seeding match. I think that'll really.
Yeah, that is.
Solidify,
I think we locked playoffs today. I'm pretty
did, yeah.
pretty sure.
I'm pretty
so
sure there's no way you can go below the cutoff, right?
No, we're chilling.
No.
Yeah.
We're definitely
good.
above the cutoff at this
First
point.
time the EMU's made the ESC playoff, guys. EMU Rocket League.
Whoa, whoa.
Nice. Let's
So,
go.
That's
We'll
something
end
to
with a good
celebrate.
note.
Something
Well,
to
I mean,
celebrate.
we've got one more match coming up on Thursday. It's going to be our last Rocket League match, going against NIU at 8 p.m. Excited to see that one. It's going to be a good one. But with no other ending comments, I guess we're going to wrap it up.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
See ya.
Bye.
Goodbye.